everybody. I am here with Mr. Bo Kelly. And congratulations, Bo Kelly. You are the recruiting manager of the year for the entire FFL Northwest group. That's about 1,600 active agents that had placed business in 2021. So for you to be, taking that award is, quite inspiring, and we can learn a lot from people like you in business. And your story is pretty unique. If you could, kind of share us your journey from, personally to professionally here at Family First Life, I'd love to hear that. And then I'll ask you some more questions along the way. So congratulations on your award.
Awesome. Hey, well, thank you so much. It is a privilege and an honor to be recognized with such a prestigious group at Northwest, and it's a team award. I mean, Mr. Christopher McCauley and I and Victoria, we're a team here at Stafford Strength and Finance, so I accept this for them as well.
Awesome.
Wow, yeah, my background, a little different. I'm actually I was an architect major at Hampton University, rocked the blue and white. I ended up working for the Corps of Engineers for about 7 years. And I took a little part-time gig doing some little side design work. And I designed for a guy who was an architect who left and became like a financial planner. I said, man, I've always been interested in that. How did you make that change? We spent like 2 hours talking about the transition, and should you pay your home off or should you invest the money? And long story short, I left the Corps of Engineers to go work for one of the major mutual insurance companies. And this is like in 2006 and failed miserably. Oh my gosh, it was rough. That system of, your friends and family, a list of 200, and I was not doing well there, but people were making money. People were making money in the industry, and I knew you could make money in financial services. So I left there and went to another mutual company. Maybe it's a company, not me, it's the company. Went there, same story. That guy sold the business. It was going to be a third mutual company. I said, you know what? I'm going to just go on my own, independent. I found a company that was going to pay, I was earning about 35% at these mutual companies' commissions. I found a company that was going to pay me 55%. I'm like, oh my God, 55%.
It's almost double.
Woo! I still struggled though. I wasn't making a lot of money. But people were there making money. But I wasn't, but I stuck around. Somebody said, hey, you hang around the barbershop long enough, you'll get a haircut. I went to a training in my area and I saw this guy in front of the room. And I said, you know what, man, that guy knows what he's talking about. I just knew it. When I saw him speaking, I said, he knows what he's talking about. After the presentation was over, I introduced myself. Come to find out, he knew my brother. He's about the same age as my younger brother, and he knew his friends, and his name was Luke Bohach. I said, hey, you know what? I'm gonna follow this guy. He seems like he knows what he's doing. He seems to be very successful, and he's willing to help me out. And I've been following Luke ever since. And we made our way over here to Family First Life. We've been here together 6 years.
Yeah, amazing.
I was working another job for a really, really long time, and he kept telling me, man, you need to leave. Man, you need to leave. Leave the job. And then he just made me an enticing offer that I couldn't refuse. And I said, hey, you know what? You're doing really well. I'm going to take that leap to follow you. I think May of 2020, I came over full time with FFL.
Yeah, and what a 2021 you had. Can you shed some light, maybe give some people some tips that are looking to, own and operate a business, have their own agency, talk about, warm market as far as what that looks like, and maybe some cold market and what to expect and how that works as you build your own agency?
Yeah, warm market is, I think, very vital to this business. And we looked at some numbers, like 20 of some of the top producers in FFL came from warm market. So we definitely strive to tell people about getting into a warm market. It's funny when people first just started, they're like, well, no, I want to try it myself first. I want to get a good feel for it before I talk to anybody. So, it's about encouraging them, say, hey, listen, here here at the staff office, we're going to help train your people. You focus on your production. We're going to help train your new people. So don't feel awkward about introducing it to them now, starting now, because we're going to train your people. Luke talks about a 5 to 7. Say, hey, I don't need an entire list of everybody you know. I just need your 5 to 7. Who are the 5 to 7 people you would like to be in business with? That's where we're going to start with. And we have some great examples of asking for the list of 5 to 7, and it's turned into some really, really large agencies. From the cold market side, it depends on what that person's spending goals are or their budget getting started. We've done, some Craigslist ads. We've done some other marketing where they're spending dollars, but the cold market is really to get to that person's warm market, because the warm market is where it really is going to get the traction from. So there's several avenues for cold market depending on the person's budget, but we always tell them the cold market is a way to get to that person's warm market, and we're trained to ask everybody for their list of 5 to 7. Well, who's the 5 to 7 people you wouldn't mind working with? Who's the 5 to 7 people you wouldn't mind partnering with?
Yeah, for sure. What do you think the big difference for you, Bo, comparing you to everyone else in our agency, for example, what do you think the main difference is why you won this award, why you earned this award? Because there's a difference for a lot of people when they're trying to, hire or really recruit agents, hire staff in this business. And what has been the catalyst to make you improve like you have in 2022, into 2022? So.
Yeah, a lot of it is you definitely have to find somebody to follow. People would ask like, man, so wait a minute. So you work in the staff office and you go out and write yourself and do these other things. Well, why would you do all of that? And they asked me, always asking my hours. I said, man, I don't count the hours. It's the production. But I'm here with a tremendous leader. My office is set up from Luke's original office, which is like really, maybe 8 yards away. So we keep our doors open. I can hear what he's saying. I can hear him recruiting people. I can hear him on calls. I can hear what he says. So I'm mimicking what he does. I'm saying this guy is super successful. What he was able to do personally and his business, which just made sense for me to model the person is right there. I remember one day he's like, hey, you know what? There's another office coming available. You can take the office out. I'm not changing offices, man. Are you kidding me? I'm staying right next to you. He's like, well, great. I'm going to move up here. I said, well, I'm going with you. Where you're going, I'm going. So I can just hear. So having that role model right there and just to take what he's doing and not just listening, but to apply it. So I can hear how he's on a call. Part of our training is he's like, hey, let me hear what you're saying to these people. So I record myself doing the recruiting and I send it to him. And he'd be like, I didn't listen to that one. It's too long. Send me another one. So I record myself again and send him another one. He's like, okay, that sounds good, but you need to add this to it. So I'm getting that constructive feedback just to help me improve. So I don't mind being told I'm doing that's wrong. You need to change that. I'm constantly seeking the feedback because I want to get better.
Absolutely. What do you believe? What are questions that you're asking yourself in business right now, Bo?
Wow. I'm asking myself, how can I get better? We're constantly asking ourselves, how can I get better? We're Thursday's coming up, right? So you're going to get that report and it's like, okay, where did we fall off? What did we do good? A lot of times at the end of the day, I'm asking myself two things. What did I do right? What did I do good today? Even when I'm going into an appointment or something like that, what did I do right? And then the second question is, what could I have done better? And when I look at those two things, I'm focusing on improvement. Because I didn't say what I did wrong. I said, what did I do right and what I can do better? Because if I focus on those two things, then I'm moving in the right direction for improvement, for constant improvement.
Absolutely. And what do you wish people would ask you about this business?
Wow. What I wish people would ask about this business, I wish they would ask us about the little things. A lot of times people focus on the larger numbers or things that they see, but they don't really see the behind the scenes or what it takes to deal with the tough times. It's almost like that emotional roller coaster. You get excited, about this person you just had on the phone and what they said to you. Then you call them back and they don't answer the phone. You're like, then you're going downhill. Then they call back and say, hey, man, I'm sorry. We're in a minor accident, but I missed the call. I'll be back on. Then you back up the roller coaster again. The key is to be on that even kill. You don't want to get too high, too excited, and you don't want to be down in the dumps. You want to have that even kill.
Amen. That's one of those scenarios in sales. Anytime you're in sales, we're emotional human beings. So understanding that is an important aspect to what we do. What do you think the biggest lesson was that you've learned the last 12 months?
Woo! The biggest lesson is you got to know your numbers. A little spoiled here because I have Chris McCauley. A lot of his responsibilities falls on the numbers, and I was like, oh, well, Chris got the numbers. I'll just kind of look at them. But to really figure out what's going on, even with our recruiting numbers, getting agent paid, our number one goal is to get agents paid, and you have to be able to track that. Hey, how long did it take this person to get in our system, and to get a deposit? We tracked those numbers, so I had to get better, which was strange because I'm kind of an urchin. I'm kind of a facts type of person, but I kind of slacked on that. I was like, man, you really got to pay attention, to these numbers, and I had to get better, and I'm still getting better. I'm still getting better at learning the numbers of this business.
Absolutely. And my final question for you is more on a personal level. But when your kids hear your name, what do you want them to think of?
Wow. I want them to think of, me as a great father, that I was able to create an environment where they can have everything they needed, a lot of the things they want, but I was able to spend time with them because, people talk about quality time. Quality time is a function of quantity time. I wish I could just say, okay, quality time starts right now. Doesn't work like that, right? You have to have that quantity time, and then quality would present itself. So, and that's about being very focused on personal time and your schedule and scheduling things, with the kids, because I want to be present. I want to make sure I'm present with them. I want to be successful in my business and at home as well.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. Progress equals happiness 100% of the time. So congratulations on being the recruiting manager of the year in 2021. I look forward to a massive 2022 with you. And thank you for being on, and congratulations again.
Well, thank you again. I appreciate you guys. Let's win together.
Amen. All right.